Hi, this is Mark Nelson here with my good friend Ronnie, who's also on the tech support team, and he's going to help us set up the flat engraver.
Yeah, this is a flat engraver. As you can see, we've taken it out of the box already. There's a few accessories that come with it. First thing that we're going to assemble on it would be the two arms. The two arms, as you can see, they have channels in the back. These are going to go to the back end of the back end of the machine. And on the back of the machine, you have two set screws that will lock into the channels there. So we'll insert these into here. You'll get an Allen wrench. It's a 1/8 inch Allen wrench that will come with the unit. That will allow you to lock it in.
And you want to lock those in the channel on the bar?
Yes, you want to lock them into the channel.
And that'll help keep those posts from sliding in and out?
Yes, it will.
Okay.
The next piece we're going to attach will be the engraving arm. The engraving arm is a flexible arm. It has the nut in the back here to allow you to slide it over the post and to lock it into place. We'll tighten it up here to lock it into place. Our next piece will be our engraving stylus. The engraving stylus, this is the stylus that's going to be tracing your letters up in front. You have a set screw up on top once again. When you're inserting your stylus, you'll insert from the bottom. The spring will be up on top. Our cap. Lock it into place. Our next item will be our diamond scribe. The diamond scribe component will screw into the back end of the arm. And as you can see on the scribe, or on the diamond itself, it does have a little channel here. This channel will fit onto the back end of the groove here. You'll also see on the screw here, there's a little channel on the screw also. Okay. Our last piece will be the stabilizer bar. We'll screw it into the back end here.
So what does that piece do?
What this does is this stabilizes the arm. It allows you to get an even engraving surface. Instead of getting high and lows on there, you'll get one straight, flush engraving.
Okay, so it's going to keep the arm from flexing and that
Right,
kind of
it keeps
stuff?
it from flexing and from moving around for you.
Okay. So just screw it down so it's flush on the top here?
Yeah, you do, and then you got to get a 5/32 Allen wrench to lock it into place here.
And really tighten it down?
Tighten it down. Then you have a nut that's going to screw at the bottom to lock the arm in place. So what it does is that as you screw here,
oh, it raises and lowers.
It'll raise and lower the arm. And once you get it to a proper setting, you can make sure that it is locked in with the arm back here with the bolt.
Is that it? That's all you got to do?
That's it for setting up the machine. Yes. Okay, now we're just going to do a simple engraving. When you get your letters, you're going to get them in a bundle that's just thrown into a bag. You're going to get your trays here that allows you to categorize the letters to sort them out for you. Once you get them sorted out, you can see what letters you have. Okay, so now that we're going to start to engraving, what we're going to do first of all is we're going to loosen up our two set screws here, and what this does, this opens and closes the plate for you. As you can see, it's a spring-loaded plate. You have two guides that will slide in through that do have channels that have grooves on them that will slide into the channels that are on the table here.
It's a little bit of a tight fit.
It is a tight fit, yes. So we'll slide in our first stop here. The next thing we're going to do is slide in our spacers. We have spacers that you use right up against the stops there so that your stylus can come in and trace the letters. Then we'll start sliding in our letters. And as you can see, the letters they do have a slight angle to them, and that allows it to lock in under the table there. Then throw in our last spacer. And then our stop here. You do have a ruler or a gauge on your tabletop starting off at 0. You want to be able to center in your pieces there.
Does it have to be exact, or can it just be close?
It should be exact. I mean, you don't want your engraving to be off-centered there. So once you get them in, we'll go ahead and turn in our screws here, lock in our stops, tighten it in. You can see the letters don't move. That's what we wanted to do. We don't want the letters to be moving for us. If they do move, we can loosen up this one stop, slide it in, push it in, and lock it in again. Okay. So now our next thing we're going to do here is this. The table, the engraving table is pushed up against this tracing table. You have a knob on the side here that you'll unscrew and slide your table back. On your table here, you can see that there's a ruler or a numbering system here, your inches and your ratio. When you're doing your engraving, your ratio has to correspond with the other two ratios on your engraving arm. They also go from 2.5 to 6, 2.5 to 6. So at 2.5, you'll get a 3mm height lettering. At 6, I believe it's 7mm in lettering in height. So what we'll do is we'll come down here. We'll start off at a 3. Bring our ruler down to 3. Lock it in at 3 here. Our styling arm. You do have a little. There's a notch on the arm. We'll bring it up to our 3. Then on your tracing arm, you have another notch that we need to loosen up to bring it up to 3 also.
So all those numbers have to match?
Yes, all numbers have to match. If they don't match, you get a wave in there. Okay. Now, on the arm here, on your table here, you have a little lever here that allows you to. You have 2 screws back here in the back that allows you to move your table back and forth. You also have a gauge here, starting off with C, meaning that once we get our arrow down here, our arrow right here up to the C, our table will be centered. Okay. You have a lever here that opens and closes the jaws. You have a lever here that rotates the table.
Nice, cool.
360. It locks it in at every 45 degrees. Okay. You have six pegs that allow you to put onto your table here. They are high, which allows you to have your pieces. So it will set your piece up high. Now when you're engraving a length table or a length wide, if you open and close your jaws, as you can see, they open and close left to right instead of up and down. And if we put our table, it's not going to do anything for us. So what we need to do is rotate our table here, adjust our pegs, and then it'll open up and down to lock in our piece. Okay. When you're ready to engrave, what I do is I'll go ahead and check the depth of my diamond stylus here. Make sure it's touching my metal, and if it's not touching my channel here, then we'll have to lower the arm. So I'm going to lower the arm until my stylus is in one of the channels of the letters. What I usually do before I start is I'll go ahead and run it through each letter. Make sure that there is no burrs in the lettering. When you do get the letterings, there are occasions where you'll see a burr in there. Okay. Run it into there. And back in here, we'll have it all set up.
Now, do you tighten the arm?
No, my arm's already tightened up.
Okay.
Everything's tightened up, ready to go back here.
Okay.
So once I get ready, once I've done my test with the lettering, I'll go ahead and start engraving here. Your first hand is going to press the stylus into the lettering here. Your second one is going to be back in here to where it's going to allow you to do the tracing. Okay, so you want to put pressure on both of them. Follow the lettering. Release when you finish one portion of the letter, and then press back down again. Release again, go to your next letter, into the channel.
So you go a couple of times through there, don't you?
I do a couple of times to make sure I get a nice deep impression on the metal. Then release.
What kind of metals can you engrave on?
Silver, gold, copper, brass, bronze.
Pretty much all kinds of stuff. Thanks, Ronnie. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call at 1-800-545-6566 or check us out on the website, riogrande.com.